Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a cheap hack on how to get the Samsung frame TV look. So we are going to have to move our TV back onto our fireplace, and I kind of wanted it to be like a picture style because I like to decorate my mantle and I have Christmas garland, and so I just kind of want it to be part of that. So in order to do that, I'm going to be making my own custom-made frame for our existing TV, and it should look just like the Samsung ones, fingers crossed. So let's get into it. We started our project by measuring our TV. We measured it lengthwise and then we measured it widthwise, and we also took into account the measurements of the trim that we're going to go around the TV. Just for some insight, our TV is a 50-inch flat screen TV. We also picked up two 8-foot trim boards that were $15 a piece. And these are the measurements that we're going to use to cut our framing. So we have two of these 8-foot trim boards, and the cool thing about these is that they're actually a little V-shaped. I can get it closer, it's not focusing, but I'm going to use, each one of these is going to cover one side and one top, and that one's going to do one side and one bottom. Don't know what's going on over here, but it seems like a lot of aggression towards our bush. Are you cutting it?
Yeah, trimming it. A little excessive.
Alright, so our bush will be fine, I guess. All right, now back to our project. So I went ahead and measured and marked exactly where I would need to cut. And so I'm just going to be cutting straight down the middle just to get the length of the boards going. And then later on, we are going to be cutting the angles, and I'm going to allow my husband to do that. And we'll also show you how we did that. And just to kind of give you some insight as well onto the cost, it actually cost us less than $40. We already had a lot of the materials, but the trim pieces themselves were only $15 a piece, so it was about $30 plus tax for both of them, and that is definitely a big savings compared to how much the actual Samsung pre-frame TV cost. So then on our miter saw, we went ahead and turned it to the 45-degree angle to make our cuts. And just a really good tip on this is you want to make the cuts going in. We've actually learned this the hard way after messing up a few times. So make sure that when you're cutting your 45-degree angle, it goes inwards on all four pieces. Here it is all built out. We did a rough try on the TV and it fits perfectly. So now we just have to staple and glue the ends and then let it dry. You turn the frame upside down, so this is the back part that's going to actually mount on the TV. And we're going to take some wood glue and we're going to put it in all of the corners, and then we're going to take our staple gun and also staple it to reinforce all of these corners. So I just applied the wood glue on the inner corners and then kind of held the end pieces together. Now, if you have clamps, this would be the perfect time to use those clamps to secure the sides and pressure them together. I didn't have any clamps, so we went ahead and stapled at the same time as we glued so that the corner pieces would be set together and would stick completely to each other and wouldn't pull apart while we were moving it around. So this is what it looks like from the back side. And again, the L-shaped trim worked perfect because you have the little L extra piece that you can use to like staple and reinforce the back of the frame. My husband almost dropped the TV on me, so that's why I was giggling, and I think he was just kidding. I don't think he was actually going to drop it, but we did take off the TV, and there is where we're going to actually relocate our TV to. Okay, so we marked our spots where we're going to mount the TV mount. So in order to drill through this brick wall, we had to buy a special drill bit that is for brick, and then just to make sure that I don't drill too far, this is the nail we're going to be using. And so what we did is we measured out how far the nail is going to need to go in, and then we just put a piece of tape right there so that I don't drill in there too far. But this is also a specific screw for brick. So the guy at Lowe's just kind of found this for me, but I'm sure if you ask for help, they can help you out with what you need exactly for whatever wall you're drilling into.
Do your hair, okay?
So it takes quite a bit of muscle to make a hole in the brick. So we were actually not expecting how difficult it would be to just make the holes go into the brick. So we did have to, well, actually, to be completely honest, I did not participate in this at all, but my husband did have to put a lot of pressure into pushing the drill in so that we could actually get the hole going. And it took us about 15 minutes just to drill one hole. So definitely keep that in mind if you're drilling into not concrete, but like a brick material. So then I just headed back outside and I sanded down my frame just to kind of get it prepped for the primer coat. And then I wiped off all the dust so that the coat would go onto the frame itself and the little specks of dust wouldn't prevent or lift up later on. So I just used the paint primer out of a spray can. Actually, it was very easy to use. I just lifted my frame, and then after this I am going to add 2 more coats. I don't know if I documented the other 2 coats, because afterwards I did do the wood filler and then I went back and added those extra 2 coats. Using the spray can made it super easy. You can paint it, I'm sure you can roll it on, but I think it's just a lot easier and it goes by a lot faster, and also you can be more precise with the spray can and get into all the nooks and crannies. So I already had wood filler and a lot of the tools that we had I already had, but if you do have to buy those, make sure you take that into consideration and add that to your budget if you also want to make this frame. It will still be significantly less than the cost of buying an actual frame Samsung TV, especially if you already have your own TV and it's a flat screen. So next up, I use these Velcro command hooks, and they are going to be going onto the frame before I mount it. Now, the reason we chose Velcro is because we wanted to be able to easily remove it should we need to. And you're going to see that that actually came in really handy, because we did have to remove the frame after we mounted it to add you'll see we added a little area cut out for the signal receiver. Okay, so this is what final product looks like. So this is the back of it. We're using a command hook, Velcro command hook on each side so we can pull it off if we need to. And then one at the bottom because our TV's kind of at an angle where the top is leaning forward. That way this bottom portion doesn't swing off. So we also used staples in each corner to reinforce that, as well as the wood glue. And then the last few steps are just the wood filler and then a couple coats of spray paint. And so my husband's gonna put it on now because he is a little bit taller than me, so he can reach it better. So here's the moment of truth. We got Arabella assisting us while eating a snack. And it's looking like it's gonna fit perfectly. And then if you can see, you can just set it on the screensaver. So the screensaver is the art portion. So once we tested it, we did have an issue with actually being able to use the TV. So you had to be really close to the receiver, or you had to stand like directly in front of the TV in order to change the channels. And of course we needed to fix that so that we could actually use our TV.
There you go.
Perfect.
Doesn't look good, but you won't see it, so.
Got it back on, and we're gonna do the remote test. So go ahead, honey. So again, we ran into the same issue where at a certain distance the remote control wasn't working, and so we kind of had to figure out how to get the signal to the signal receiver on the TV. So my husband came up with a makeshift fix for now, and that is coming up. So we did run into a dilemma. Even though we cut out the little notch right here for the signal, we're still having some issues turning the channels. So my husband made us a makeshift fix for now, and it's just a piece of aluminum foil that reflects onto the signal receiver. So now it works. Andrew, you want to give it a try? So now we can use it, but of course we don't want just a piece of aluminum foil. So what we're going to do is we are going to try to figure out if we can get a piece of decor that's reflective that we can put right in this spot, so that we can use the TV and it's functional. But once we get that resolved, this looks amazing and it looks just like one of the frame TVs. I'm really excited because I didn't want a TV on my mantle, I wanted art. So now I get to have both.